Hey, this is Jay Chatfield, loving yourself to life. Boy, I was um in my just lying in my bed this morning. I think it's about 11 o'clock now. Like I was not in a hurry to get up, and I was just like reflecting, and then also taking like notes in my head. Like I'm a person that thinks at 1,000 miles an hour. I always have ideas and things like that. So sometimes when I wake up in the morning, I kind of have to filter through those things. And I just was thinking that we really don't understand how powerful one, the mind is, and two, the words that we speak. It so I had to go through this whole retraining phase. I remember maybe about 3 years ago, maybe four. There were some times where my husband would leave the house with the children. Well, we've gone through a lot of like horrible times in our marriage. Like I sometimes sit back today and are like, I don't even understand how we still speaking to each other. But that was because when they would leave, I would listen to certain things like Florence Scovel Shinn, um is it Joseph Murphy? Then there's this other guy who takes Joe. I'm probably saying his wrong name wrong. Hopefully he is not alive. I mean, who he is alive, but hopefully he don't watch this and be like, oh. But it's the power of the subconscious mind, and I have two different books. And I used to say to myself, how can you continue to speak like good things when I feel so destroyed, deconstructed inside? Like, how can I continue to do this? Like, this is painful. And it was because I was putting energy into what I wanted my husband to do, what I wanted to see from him. And it was exhausting because I felt like as many beautiful darts I would throw his way, he would come back and it just would be. Now listen, this is not a thing like, cuz some people are sensitive about saying, "Oh, men do this and that." But I'm talking about my journey. And and I'm not talking about him bad, but I'm just telling you about how I felt. And it would just come back and he wouldn't be in that space that I was talking in. I was like, so I had to change my perspective. And I talk about this a lot. Um, Betrayal, abandonment, um, a lot of other emotions, they all want to couple themselves together. You feel them all at one time and you don't want to feel them all at one time. So I had to get to the root of those feelings and those emotions, and figure out why they were affecting me to where I couldn't see myself. Because it's all about you going within, and that deconstruction process is for a reason. It's to break, excuse me, I'm drinking coffee on an empty stomach. Mm-mm. And it's dark roast. Ugh, but the creamer is good. So it's all to take you to a place to where when you come back, you are not the same person. And it's funny because I was thinking about this, like, how was it Waiting to Exhale, where she kind of went through and burned up the car, and but then everything was okay in the end. Um, she'd given this man her life, and there were all so many traumatic things that happened. But I don't want to come back in a way that's vengeful and vindictive. I want to come back in a way where I have dealt with those emotions, and those emotions will no longer attract the behavior of another person that does that in my life. Remember, your spouse is a player in your story. This is your story that you are writing. I know it sounds weird to some people it don't. But this is your story. Your spouse, your mom, your brothers, your sister, they are in your story. So what you're going to do is take that energy to do character building on yourself. I love to write stories. And at some point, the character need to evolve. See, where you were was benefiting everybody but you. There was no evolution. But in order for you to evolve, there needs to be some type of tightening on you. It could be a little bit at first. Oh, it didn't work. Let's go. Let's do a little bit more. And here we go again. And then it's like it still didn't work. She still wants to go and please this person. Or he still wants to go and neglect his kids. Or, something like that. But then you get this super whammy double hit where it's like in a video game where the person gets hit and it's only one bar of life left. But it's one bar that you can build off of. It's taking everything out of you, and you have this. Now, you're not going to take that one bar and put it into somebody else. You're going to take that one bar and build up your energy. That is why it makes sense for you to do the work on yourself, for you to use your words on yourself. I love me. I deserve to be treated fairly by myself. I deserve to speak to myself. I deserve to speak to myself respectfully. I deserve to sit down and listen to my dreams and my aspirations. It's funny because when I was younger, I wrote stories. I used to sit down and my husband used to listen to my stories, but then along the way, he stopped listening. And I was like, don't love me anymore. Oh my God. But guess what? I stopped writing. I stopped paying attention to my writing. I stopped loving what I did. So why should he love it? But it ain't his fault. He not even seeing the passion in me. Why? And we talked about this too with just the different things when it comes into support. But the whole purpose of this is for your character to be built and for you to get in that space of flow, to move the way that you're supposed to be moving in appreciation for yourself. Yeah, you'll help other people along the way, but you have to be first. You have to, even with your children, there's some things that my children do that I would just go nuts before. My son wasted a whole milk-based smoothie on the sofa yesterday. My daughter called me and she was kind of like a little like, Ma, so what happened was, and I was like, oh, okay. Really? Now, usually, what the hell? You turn into that little angry chicken. But again, I've done character building on myself to where I don't want to cause them any trauma for a milk being. Now, you know better. Now, we had a conversation. We need you to respect the furniture. But I don't want to cause any type of trauma that is going to cause him to move a certain way in the rest of his life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm aware of that now because I'm aware of what did this to me when I was younger. Right? So and then it wasn't like this when I had them. Like, I spanked them and then I stopped. But then I got better results when I stopped. Because then I was able to kind of get to the root, because the spanking is a manifestation of something and people can disagree. I'm not here to agree. I'm not here to agree. I'm just telling you what my experience was. Then I got different results. I got better results. Now I can't go, like, I go places with my children and people are just, your children are amazing. Everybody else is climbing up the wall. And granted, they're 14, 12, and 9, but they're like, and it's great and it's amazing, but there was a process to getting there. The same thing with my marriage. We're still doing things to, we're not trying to go back to where we was because we can't. I'm a different person. He's a different person. So I can't be looking for that same thing because guess what? I was broken. He was broken. I was broken down, but I had to reconstruct myself. But what came with that was more of me, less of what the world's talking about. That's why the process of it hurts so bad because you're taking away everything you thought you knew, everything you thought was available to help you, and you're finding out that the best answers come from within you. That the best thing that you could ever do for you is to be about you, is to understand, as painful as it is. I like got tears sitting right here because I know I get it. I used to lay on my floor and cry for hours. Like, I don't even know how God made that many tears to come out. I used to cry for hours. I get it, right? But every day, I started saying things that would build me up, things that would help me. It didn't matter if anybody else liked it. I wasn't hurting anybody. I needed to find out how I could get to a place where this stuff doesn't happen anymore. And it's possible. Don't let nobody tell you that. You're not supposed to live no beat down life, going through it all the time. That ain't no badge of honor. How you going to thrive and you always hurting and broken and sick? How's that? Every time we turn around, you got another disease. That's because you're harboring feelings and things from somebody else. I told you, let that stuff go. Let that go. Get out of other people's cycle. That don't benefit you. People have disease because they're holding on to stuff. Get rid of it. How you going to be of help to your children? How you going to stay around for your great? My thing is I want to see a great grandchild. Like, they be like, man, my great grandma. Boy, listen, she told me, even though they could, maybe this will be around forever. But again, you come out as a powerful, more aware person than you did when you went into it. And so now every time something else comes, it's not going to take you back there, because if it did, you never fixed it in the first place. You got to figure out, if it sucks me back in, I need to fix it. But if it comes around again and you're like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. And you act and you just go back, you know what? Because I poured into myself. I've set my foundation is concrete, not no straw and wood or whatever. My husband says pure bean. No, it's not like that anymore. So guess what? Oh, we can't affect her like that anymore. We can't affect him like that anymore. They may try something else, but pretty soon they don't have any more tactics in their tool bag because you took all of them away. They go to reach for the hammer. Guess what? You confronted the hammer. The pliers been gone. The saw, forget it. You cut me down in the beginning. You can't have this saw back. So then they empty because they can't attack you with anything else anymore because you went in and you fixed it within yourself. You've evolved. Evolution ain't pretty. Y'all seen them things of the earth? Those videos where the volcanoes come out and ooh, bah, yeah, I'm animated because I want you to get it. Not that you don't, but it's encouragement because, like I said, you would never hear from me today if I hadn't been flat, deconstructed, no self-rising flower in me. But then I started speaking life to myself. Use whatever you want. This, to me, it's not even about religion because there's people in different religions that's going through the same thing. It's more about you and yourself. It's more about you taking the words and you applying them to your life. It's you getting up in the daytime. This is the most amazing day ever. I don't care what kind of is going on around you. People will talk to me nice. I only see nice people. And things will come to me that is on my path. Those are the things that you say to yourself. My children are doing amazing. Whatever you want that to look like. That's what you say. I feel love in my heart for myself. I appreciate myself. I am a powerful and loving being. I radiate goodness. And people treat me the way that I treat myself. When you walk around thinking you're not deserving and all that, oh, lowly rag stuff, please, you'll see that lowly rag stuff come out. Be mopping up everything with you. So I know this was long, but I kind of got a little passionate today. I did a video earlier about the water, and I don't know where this is going to be, but I just want to tell you that loving yourself to life is the best thing, the most important thing you'll ever do in your life. I get it. We've been taught about other things, but those things didn't help. Them things, I couldn't even get to that. Like, how can something, I don't get it. Now I don't get it anymore because I get where the power comes from. If you don't allow it, how can it help you? You can say all day that God is going to help you, but if you don't allow it, what's going to happen? If you don't have any space for you to become a new creature, a new being, or whatever you think, because you're holding on to those things, how can that happen? How can that happen? So this is J Chatfield, Loving Yourself to Life. If you want to get in touch with me, email me at graceguidance@gmail.com for anything specific. And as always, I'm going to finish drinking my coffee in this hot car. Y'all see me, I'll start to perspire a little bit, a little juicy on the face. Do something for you that only you will love. Have a love yourself day.